Good morning. Very, 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 very long time no see. How is everybody doing? I can't believe it's been like 6 months since I've been live to do a sprint. How has everybody been? This summer is flying. I feel like summer's over for like a lot of parents. For me, it's still very much summer because of my husband's job. Matt does seasonal work, and so he's in the thick of it. I apologize. I was not planning on having my microphone attached, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if I'm using. Hang on. There. Is that better? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hi. Can you hear me now? Um, yeah. So I have been dying to print um this wyvern that Dimensional Drinks came out. Dimensional Drinks does these 3D printed elements for tumblers and for crafters and creators and makers and all that. And they sell their STL files now. And because I have a 3D printer, I decided that I was going to finally start printing a wyvern. But then I didn't think about the noise from my 3D printer and the noise from my dehumidifier and the noise from my air purifier. So hopefully you can hear me and I sound okay. Um, and I have 3 more hours to go on this print. So, hey Beth, how's it going? Good morning. Let me know if my sound is okay. First of all, I didn't realize I had this plugged in, but I didn't have it picked as the mic, and I apologize if you can hear my 3D printer. I did not think this through, and my husband is sleeping upstairs, so I can't go to my other room. I'm actually kind of overstimulating myself because there's just a lot of noise going on. But hopefully, when I get to reading and working on stuff, I'll have my noise canceling headphones on. But what is everybody up to today? I finally had a down Saturday. I've been wanting to do sprints for like a month now. And last Saturday, I was able to go up to my mother in law's to go to the lake, but it was just a day trip. My husband Matt has been working like a crazy amount of time, like 16 to 18-hour days. He's working nights right now, so he's sleeping during the day, so it's hard for me to do that. I've been working every single day at my part-time job. It's part-time, it's pretty much full-time at this point, but I'm loving it. And I just have not had time to be live, but I'm so excited to be here. I can hear you and sound fine the whole time. Okay, good. I have so much noise going on that I feel like I have to shout. I feel like I can barely think. Maybe I'll just put my headphones on, but like not have them on. Okay, that's better. except okay, so like, when you have like noise canceling headphones on and then you talk louder. Hopefully I'm not like screaming at you guys. But anyways, what is everybody up to today? I am hoping to paint. I designed these. I designed and 3D printed. I have a teacup and a book, and they're bookmark holders or stationery holders or just cute decor. I like painting like flowers and different designs on them. So I plan on painting that today. However, I have like add-ons that I made that are bees because I want to do like a Bridgerton inspired one where there's a bee and wisteria. And I have someone that really wants to buy one on Etsy, and I just have not had time. And now I'm like, oh, I will paint it. And I did the worst thing that any crafter could do with my 3D printed bees is I put them in a safe place. I put them in a safe place and I can't find them now. I've looked everywhere and I can just print more, but I started this 4-hour print. So I have to wait because I only have one 3D printer. So, I mean, by the time I paint the background and stuff, maybe it'll be more time. But I will be reading Crescent City 2. I have not finished the Crescent City series yet, which honestly, the only reason I stopped was because everyone told me I had to read Throne of Glass first, and Throne of Glass took me like a year to get through. Not because I didn't enjoy it, it just was a lot. And I am so excited to be back into Crescent City and the world and the magic system. And I love Crescent City. I loved Throne of Glass, but it was not my favorite. I mean, I know it's a lot of people's favorites, and I understand why it's a lot of people's favorites, but it just isn't my favorite. So I very much love ACOTAR and Crescent City, and I know I need to get Crescent City read before the next ACOTAR, so I'm excited to get to that. I'm only on chapter 2. I forget how big these books are. Also, guys, I have so much reading to do. I have barely read this year. It's actually been really like defeating. And I mean, I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, you, in order to be a reader, you have to read a gajillion books. Like, definitely not. But I'm the type of person who typically reads anywhere from 6 to like 15 books a month. And now, with how much I'm working at my day job, and I'm barely home. And when I am home, I'm doing things that I can't listen to an audiobook. Even with I have only read, where is it? Where's my fable? I have only read Sorry, now it's not going to load. I think I've only read like 30 books this year. 24, not even close. Not, yeah, I'm not even to 30. I've read 24 books this year. So that's crazy for me. I used to read 24 books in 2 months. Literally, the month of June, I didn't finish a single book. So it's very weird for me. Um, yeah. So far in August, I've only finished one book, which it was Glow of the Everflame. I keep getting, I don't know why I get Spark, Glow, Heat, but I can remember Burn is the fourth book. I still have to read the third book before next month for the Spark of the Everflame or the Kindred Curse saga. Guys, I have so much fantasy to read. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm very excited for it. I'm so excited for like fantasy fall. I have the Dragon Gauntlet coming up next month. I also have a trip to Seattle in September, which I've never been to Seattle, so I'm excited for that. It's just been a crazy year. I'm reading Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, crocheting more hexagons, and hopefully going to get some time to do some work on clearing out the soon-to-be craft room. That's so exciting, Beth. You are insanely like disciplined on reading every day and crafting every day. I just I have I have not been disciplined in getting stuff done. I honestly I've just been like barely surviving. um a couple weeks ago, or like the last 2 weeks, um I was getting 4 hours of sleep every night and I was really struggling to just function at work, and I was picking up extra shifts at work, and I decided that I need to train and run a full marathon in my lifetime. So that's 3 times a week of my life is running, and most of the time it's not anything crazy like 30 minutes, uh, but I'm starting to get into some of my longer runs, and doing that on the weekends with being working and on top of everything, it's like taking any little energy I have. So, yeah, I'm barely functioning. And then a big reason is because my animals wake up at 4:30 in the morning, because that's when Matt, when he's in season for work, he normally wakes up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Well, Matt's been working nights and my dogs are still on the same schedule. So they just wake me up, and I have been trying to stay up late to read or work on stuff, or just, clean, because I can't, even when I have a day off from work, I can't clean the house because I mean I can like dust and stuff, but I can't vacuum. Even doing dishes is hard because it's loud sometimes. We don't have a dishwasher. So just trying to do like basic home chores has been so hard because Matt's home sleeping all the time. Like that's why I'm in the basement um right now, and he's upstairs sleeping, and it's just been a really tough summer. Really tough. It's been really tough for Matt. He works insane hours. I'm so thankful that he's working so much, and like the sacrifice that he's taking, because he is not meant for a night shift. I don't blame him either, especially like missing out on sunshine and just normal sleep schedule. Literally he's lucky if he can even get 8 hours of sleep in by the time he gets home, and it's just been rough. So, we're all adjusting this year. I don't think I'm gonna get to Crescent City anytime soon, so I'm either going to be avoiding spoilers for ACOTAR, or I'm gonna deal with the spoilers for Crescent City and ACOTAR 6. I like, without like giving spoilers or anything, I have just heard like you have to read Crescent City. Like, and that's what, so I was told you have, like, you should read A Throne of Glass, because it makes sense to some of the things, like magic systems and stuff, like, but you don't need to, but it's just like recommended. But then I heard like you have to read Crescent City um in order to read ACOTAR. I mean, like, I'm sure you don't have to, but yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be some like missing things otherwise, but I honestly don't know because I haven't finished Crescent City yet. um I'm excited to see. I will let you know for sure if like you definitely have to read Crescent City, or if it'll just, things might not make sense. But I will say I love Crescent City. I thought I was gonna hate Crescent City. I am not really like a modern type fantasy. At least I thought I wasn't. Um, a modern type fantasy, and I absolutely adore Crescent City. I finished. Oh my gosh, this was like 2 years ago. No, longer than that. That's the thing. Like, when I read all of ACOTAR, I finished A Court of Silver Flames, and then the next week I picked up Crescent City, and I finished both of those books in like two weeks total. So 1 week for ACOTAR 5, and then 1 week for Crescent City. And I mean, that was like, I understand people can like go through them faster, but that was 1600 pages. um while I was like working and stuff. And so I don't know, I loved it. I flew through it. And Beth, you were such a fast reader that I could see you flying through it. But I feel that September for book clubs is crazy. April and I decided that we were gonna do not one but two book club picks. We're gonna do The Night and the Moth, and then what's the second one? The second one of The Night and the Moth. we'll be doing that when that comes out too. So we'll be discussing it in October. But then I'm also a part of 2 other book clubs that I'm co-hosting with in September, while I also have the Dragon Gauntlet one weekend, and I'll be in Seattle for like 5 days. It's fine. I do this to myself. Okay, first off, I only sleep about 4 hours every weeknight, and secondly, you've been so disciplined with your running. That's all you sleep. So I typically only sleep 6 hours and I function. Like 8 hours just isn't something that I could ever do. Um Matt was really sweet because my Apple Watch could barely stay alive my um for my half marathon that I did. So when I started my full marathon training, Matt got me a Garmin, one of the cheaper ones, because I was scared to switch, and the battery lasts like weeks. So I get a sleep score now, and my sleep score is awful. Like literally, I was getting 4 hours of sleep, and it wasn't even continuous sleep. Because even if I got 4 hours of continuous sleep, I was like, oh, okay, I can function. But I was getting like every 2 hours, I'm waking up, and then I would just stay up. So it was awful. I don't know how you function as a human with that total. That makes more sense though, how you are able to crochet every night and read every night, because there's literally not enough time. A big thing about like Matt not being home either, just at all, is he would do like 99% of our cooking. And I'm not exaggerating, guys. I have lived in my house for 8 years, and I maybe had made like a dozen meals, like legit meals, um on the stove. Not like crock pot. I crock pots are meals, but I won't count that. Like, but actually like cooking on the stove or cooking in the oven, I hate it. I hate cooking. It drains me. I can be creative and do the most crazy stuff, like creatively wise, until it comes into the kitchen. I hate cooking. I hate everything about cooking. I love eating. I love food. I just I don't have the patience for cooking. I don't know what it is. But we started getting HelloFresh, and just so that like, because I can follow instructions. It's not like I'm a bad cook. I just don't like doing it. So we got HelloFresh. And so I was cooking, and even when it was like, oh, it's a 30-minute meal, it would take me an hour. And then clean up. And since we don't have a dishwasher, and I'm washing everything and trying to get it, because otherwise, if I wait till the next day when Matt's home, I don't like doing dishes during the day. Anyways, there's not enough time in the day. That is like, I have no time. But yes, I'm very committed to running. It has helped with my anxiety a ton until lately. I've been having a lot of anxiety lately, and I think it's just lack of sleep. And I just, even with me running, I'm not tired when I am sleeping. Like, I'm tired, but I just can't sleep. And I could understand why people like lose their minds when they don't get enough sleep, because that's how I've been feeling. I finally was catching up this week and sleeping, like 6-7 hours again. But it's been hard. Like, my average sleep score for the last 2 weeks was like a 56 or 57 out of 100. So barely functioning. It's been rough. I heard that from Fantasy Fangirls too. Yeah. I like that, but it's also for people who don't have time to read Crescent City, and to get into A Court of Thorns and Roses, it's kind of stressful, but um that's just what I've heard. I have no doubt I could, but so many other books I want to read more. Yeah. See, I have been itching to read Crescent City, and so I just finished Heat of the Everflame, and I really liked it. A lot of people liked it more than the first. I didn't. And so like I kind of like, okay, I need a mental pause before I read the third book before the fourth one comes out. But then also I'm like, I don't really have a whole lot of time for that either. Because I want to avoid spoilers. I love being in on the hype when things happen, but I'm just so behind. Like I started Rites of Starling and my brain felt like I just couldn't process it right away, so I put it aside and now I'm like I'm going to have to reread Shield of Sparrows before I can read Rites of Starling again. But I don't know why with Crescent City, I just reread it because that's I can re-listen to books that I've already listened to or have already read when I'm at work. But I work part-time at a gym and I'm like a staple for people to talk to now, and it's about near impossible to listen to a book while I'm at work. So many people are talking to me. I'm cleaning, which normally I can zone out, but I have such a big community there, and like I have to catch up with my people every single week, and some people come in multiple times during the week, and there's just I just can't listen. But I re-listened to Crescent City uh like a month ago, and I felt like I didn't forget anything. I honestly remembered so much, and I just think that's crazy when you like love a book and it just is seared into your brain. So I felt like I could have jumped into Crescent City 2 without rereading the first one, but I really liked it. The Knave and the Moon. Sorry. My brain is not functioning. I need more coffee. That was the thing too, is I was with my lack of sleep, like I would try to fall back asleep, but then I wouldn't. But then I would try to sleep and just like lay in bed, and then I wouldn't make coffee or anything. And so then I didn't have caffeine for a while either, and my whole routine was off. 4 hours is very typical Monday through Friday. I sleep a lot on the weekends. Girl, you would have to. I, but that's just, I went weeks of like, even on weekends. And then I was running, like I ran 7 miles last weekend, and it took everything for me to do it, which is crazy because July 4th, I ran a half marathon. I ran my second half marathon. You know, I was running double those miles. Um, I'm so depleted. But the nice thing about like HelloFresh was at least I was getting like complete meals, but there was just not a lot going for me. I'm the same way about cooking. I cook, but always takes me longer than it would someone else. Literally. And like even the 20-minute meals take me like 45 minutes. I've been really happy with HelloFresh, and there's only been a couple times like they forgot like one of our proteins, and then the one time they forgot our recipes, and then their website wasn't working when I wanted to make something. So that was frustrating because they send the recipe cards with your stuff, but they forgot two of ours. But I've been really liking it besides that. Like I had never made salmon myself. I had never made like certain pork things myself, and I felt way more confident cooking now. But I still hate it. Still hate it. If Matt gets like an extra hour and he can make something, he likes it. Like that's how when he would come home from work, even when he would work all day out in the sun, like 16 hours, he would decompress by cooking. But he gets home at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then he has to be up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm getting up right when or the problem was I wasn't even sleeping. So I was trying to just function. And so sometimes I'd be like trying to fall back asleep or just getting up right when he's getting home. And then he leaves when I'm at work. So I wouldn't even see him a lot of times. So it was really, really hard. Yes, like Edward said, you can get a lot done when you don't sleep. It's literally, do you know how nice it would be if we didn't have to sleep? And that's I'm also like strength training on top of running because you can't just run a full marathon. Like you can't just run. You have to like strength train and stuff like that because it'll break your body down. And I'm just tired like all the time, but not enough that my body would actually sleep. And I just don't get it. We did HelloFresh for a while. It helped me learn to cook a little healthier. My biggest thing is like Matt was really good at cooking, but he was getting stuck doing the same stuff. And I was like, if I eat spaghetti one more time, I love spaghetti, but like spaghetti and tacos was all we were eating. And now we have like salmon and uh just like all of these like amazing meals. I'm blanking like on everything. We even had like these smash burgers that were like mushroom and onions and however, I will say I've never had so many shallots in my life. I've never eaten so much cilantro in my life. I have not had so many literally lemons and limes on stuff. My biggest complaint is because we only get like 2 portion sizes, and with me running, y'all, I eat so much. That's the worst part too. Like because I'm training for a full marathon, all I do is eat. Eat, 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 eat. And I hate cooking, and Matt can't cook right now. So I feel like all I do is try to sustain myself, and it's been so hard. The nice thing about HelloFresh is that like it's all complete. It's all like a super well-rounded meal. Um but most of the meals I don't think are great leftovers. And then Matt told me the one day, he's like, well, it's called HelloFresh, not Hello Leftovers. And that made me really mad. It just was irritating because I just I am a leftover girl. Like, let's make enough for a week and then like I can mix it up for lunches or dinner or whatever. And because I don't want to pay that much extra for that many like for extra servings cuz it is not the cheapest. It just feels like it's a lot of time for what I get out of it. But I don't know. We went from like 5 meals a week to 3. Um, and that is a lot better. 5 was a bit much, but Matt was like, "You're not gonna eat. Like, I hate grocery shopping. I hate cooking." So he's like, "If I get this, like, I know you're gonna do it." And I did it, but 5 nights I was cooking. It was awful. This is the main reason I don't have kids, y'all, is because you have to feed them all the time, and I can barely feed myself. Um, I didn't know you didn't finish Rights of Starling. I started it, and with the extra characters, my brain just could not handle it at the time. And then now I'm at the point where I have to catch up on all these other series. I feel like I'm lagging so far behind. If I do get books read, they're like romance books or thrillers because it just my brain doesn't need to think about all of like the political system, the magic system, the world building. And it's so hard for me because that's like my favorite. That's my whimsy. That's my happiness. I live for fantasy. But my brain has just been tanked. However, I do have a lady at the gym who started reading these books, and it's literally her coming like so she's read all of Akatar now, and now she started Fourth Wing, and she's finished Iron Flame, and I live for her coming in to be like, this just happened and this just happened, and oh my gosh, listen, that's like my favorite thing ever. It's been really fun for that. I'm not saying it's for sure out of the realm of possibility, just being realistic with what comes out before ACOTAR 6. I need to do a Spark reread before Burn, and I'm worried about that. Yeah, so I see when I reread Spark of the Everflame, the first book, I my reread was 2 days. Like, I don't know why. I just flew through that first book. And the second book took me a little bit longer. But I was like only listening when I was out in my garden. Because I can't at work. But now, so I finished that. I'm trying to think what books I've read. Like I said, I haven't been reading a lot. Oh, I finished the Fearless series. So I finished Fearless and Fearful. So I was happy. Like, I completed that series. Because that's my big goal right now, is to get caught up on series and finish series that I've started. So that was a big deal. I finished Throne of Glass. That was also a big deal. July, I was like, 2 big series. I mean, I guess like the Powerless series isn't that big, but with the novellas, I mean, that's 5. So I was happy about that. Excuse me. Like I said, I had like some palate cleansers. But yeah, so right now I think my goal is like, I want to, so I'm going to read Crescent City 2, and then I'm probably going to read Heat of the Everflame, and then maybe read Burn Rate when it comes out, or then read Crescent City 3. See, I have time with Crescent City, but I just like, I love it so much. But that in September, so in September, I'll have Burn of Everflame, I'll have A Night and a Moth, I'll have the Knave and the Moon, and then my 2 other book clubs. Plus traveling. Plus, I was hoping to do a reread of Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm before the Dragon Gauntlet, which is in the middle of September. I don't think that's going to happen. But I would really like to re-listen to Onyx Storm, at least. But I can, like I said, I can listen to that at work since I'm re-listening. Prep time is unfortunately based on people who are comfortable with prep. Yeah. Literally. Like, and I swear we have the dullest knives ever. Because, like, I'm going to chop stuff and I'm like, this is just squishing it. Like, if I had sharp knives. And here's another, like, fun, random, but makes no sense fact about me. So, like, I hate cooking. Like, hate all that. Baking is okay. Like, sometimes I like baking, sometimes I don't. I love cooking shows. I used to watch the Food Network all the time. I love watching other people do it. I hate it myself. But so, like, when I'm prepping, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be so fast. And I'm like, this takes forever, especially when you have dull knives. And Matt would never buy me because I'm like, let's get like a new, like a knife set. Let's get a new pan set. Let's get all that. And he's like, no, you're not going to use it. But now I have been. So I think he would actually let me get it. But yeah, he is so fast when he cooks it like the HelloFresh is the time it says it's going to take. But I'm happy that they turn out, and it's not like I'm not bad at cooking. I just don't like it. I can follow directions in a recipe, and I'm not trying to do like some unhinged thing. But I don't know how people have time to cook and clean and do all that stuff and sleep a normal amount and read a normal amount and craft a normal amount. And that's why I'm very, very thankful for my husband. But my husband is working his butt off at his job, and I'm pulling my weight right now. As the odd one out on this, I love cooking. I like the idea of HelloFresh, but I personally would not want that. Partly because of portion control and leftovers. Yeah, and I mean, so you can get like more servings, and some stuff has been good leftovers, but we've just been getting like a lot of like salads because those are faster. Um and like there's just some things that it's just like the next day I'm like, this was not my favorite. Um but then some of the stuff is so good that like I devour it all. And there's like, because everyone's like, oh, the portions are like perfect, and they're good size portions, but I eat so much right now. The amount of calories I burn with running is crazy. It used to be where like I wouldn't finish my meal and then Matt would finish it for me, and now I finish my meal and then I'm like, hey Matt, you could finish that? And he's like, sure, you can have this. I've been in such a reading slump. I don't even really want to read anything, hoping to get out of the mood soon. That's kind of how I was at the beginning of the year. Like I just didn't have time to read, and then when I would read, it wasn't anything I loved, and I've been having a hard time. Like everyone's been like five-starring books and they're like, I love this book so much, and I read it and I'm like, it's just I like it, but it's not hitting me the same. And I think that's kind of like the sad thing is the um Glow of the Everflame. So many people were saying how they absolutely adore it, and I liked it, but I was like, I didn't think this was better than the first book. um and I've been struggling with that a lot. And like, so finishing, that was the thing, like finishing Throne of Glass. I loved Throne of Glass, it was great. It's not my favorite. um Finishing the Powerless series. The Powerless series, the first book was not my favorite, but I really actually liked the second book. And the third book, it was okay. And the last novella, I did not care for at all. So it's just been kind of depressing. It's hard when there's like such high expectation for a book series and books, and then you read them and you're like, oh. Unless you're having a reading slump because you read a book and it was so good, and then you're like, oh, nothing will like stand, like will compare to this, like then that's hard too. I just haven't had that. I just really haven't had a book that I absolutely was like, this is the most amazing book I've ever read. Like, I've had books that are obviously my favorite this year, but even if I looked at my list, I wouldn't be like, that was the book that I loved more than anything. No, I just haven't had like that 6-star read this year. I've had some really good 5 stars, just but nothing more than that. I'm very excited about ACOTAR 6 and the next Spark book. I loved the first 3. Pencole is coming to a bookstore near me, so I'm going to see her. Ah, that's so exciting. See, I loved Spark of the Everflame. Loved it. Reread. Loved it. I don't know why the second book, I don't know what I was expecting. I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. I am so excited for ACOTAR 6. Like I think that there's almost a reason why I'm not no, I just don't think anything will compare to ACOTAR for me. I know it's my first series and it's not everybody's favorite, but I don't know why. I just love the characters so dang much. I just they're my favorite. And I just like I guess I haven't found that. Like anything SJM, that's I do love Crescent City. I love Crescent City. So I'm excited to read the second one, but that's only the first book. I haven't read more in the series. Um, but that's so excited about getting to meet Pencole. I I am such a fangirl. I have the hardest time. Like, I've met famous people, but like not super famous people. So like I feel like I would be so awkward meeting like Pencole. Um I think I would have a hard time. Uh articulating anything. I still have to finish Powerless. That's I don't want to be done with series, so I keep putting it off. See, so when I read Powerless, I had just read The Red Queen. Let me tell you, it was almost a spitting image of the Red Queen. And so I had such a hard time with that. I love Lauren Roberts, though. She's from Michigan. And she actually used to do a bunch of stuff, or she was doing a bunch of stuff where I used to live. And I'm like, that's so inconvenient. I don't live there now. Why couldn't this have come out when I lived there? But I loved Powerful and I really liked Reckless. But the end of the series just didn't hit it for me. But I still liked gosh dang, Fearless. I keep getting so twisted with everything. I'm sorry, guys. That's so awesome, Tina. I think the closest she's coming to me is New York City, and I hate going there. Hey, our authors do not come to Michigan, so I always have to go to Ohio, and I say I always have to. I don't go to Ohio. The only time I go to Ohio is for Cedar Point, which is like barely into Ohio from Michigan, but the only like big author thing that is happening though that I am mildly freaking out about is Holly Black is coming to Northern Michigan for Rain and Revelry's event next year. Like Rain and Revelry is putting on the Folk of the Air like fantasy experience at Castle Farms, which is where they had Starfall at last summer. Oh, I'm still dreaming of Starfall. I had the most fun at Starfall. And Holly Black is going to be there, which I think is so cool. I have read the first 3 books, like The Cruel Prince, all that. And like I didn't the Cruel Prince, I was like, I didn't really like love the book because to me it was a lot of like, oh, this is awful. Like not awfully written, but like what happens in it is like awful. And the ending was so good. And so then I read the second, and still I was like, okay, I'm digging this. Like I'm getting more invested. And then the ending came, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm hooked. And then I read the third one, and I was like, this is amazing. And I loved that. Like I loved like not being like super sucked in the first one, and then like the challenge just were sinking in every book. But I have not read more from her besides that. But I love the world, and I think having it at Castle Farms is really cool. And I really hope I can vend. I need to get back on like making stuff and vending and doing all that. But I'm really excited for that. I'm really hoping I can go to that event. Oh, see, I loved Glow of the Everflame. It was my favorite book last year. I've heard so many people say that, and I don't think I go in with like high expectations, but I've just been let down a lot, which is it just could be like my current mentality. And I don't know if I'm just overhyping stuff for myself, or I don't know. I wanted to like it more. I liked a lot of the characters by the end, but in the beginning I was not attached to like anything. There was something that happened though that I was not expecting in Glow, and that shook me like crazy. And so then I was a little bit more committed to it. Hello, trying to finish Crescent City 1 this weekend, and I have 135 pages to go. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm on Crescent City 2 right now, only like 2 chapters in. I read Crescent City 1 years ago. And then everyone said I had to read A Throne of Glass first, and then that took me like a year and a half to get through. So finally getting to Crescent City 2. I hope you're loving it. If you're here for sprints, y'all, I can talk. I've missed you guys. I haven't been live for 6 months with everybody, so it's a lot more yapping than sprinting, but I hope you're able to finish it this weekend. She's actually coming to Knoxville, Tennessee, which is so surprising to me. That I feel like a lot of authors go to Tennessee, but yeah, not necessarily Knoxville. I just like Tennessee isn't like that far away, but it is like far enough where I can't just be sporadically going on trips anymore. I think that's the thing with me. I do not like ACOTAR to the level of most people. I like it for me. It's just okay. I just know that everyone else loves it and it's going to be everywhere. It is. It is. I don't know why. I related to every character in those books. And that's where I'm having a hard time feeling like that connection to other fantasy characters. Yeah. And there's just some things that I'm like, what? Like, why are they doing this? And where when it comes to ACOTAR, I don't know why. I could see myself in Feyre. I could see myself in Nesta. I could see myself in Elaine. Like, I have a hard time picking of like who I actually am. And I love that. I love feeling like I am the main character. I mean, I do the same thing with overhyped books. I don't understand the hype with Fourth Wing. See, I love Fourth Wing. I won't be continuing that series. Oh, that bums me out. I'm going to a Fourth Wing event next month, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. I have to make my outfit. I plan on making my dress for the formal event. I plan on adding some stuff to the scavenger hunt obstacle course thing. So like riding leathers, I plan on adding to it. I love Fourth Wing and ACOTAR are like here for me. And I feel like I wish I liked other series besides those to that level. I just haven't yet. I will say I really like the Folk of the Air series. However, it wasn't that way in the beginning. I'm trying to think. I love Crescent City, but I've only read one book. Oh, Belladonna series though, that one's also very high up there for me. I've been wanting to reread that too, and I'm like, there's no time. Yeah, hey Penny, how's it going? I'm happy to be back. I have a lot going on at the moment, but I'm hoping you guys can't hear all the noise, because even with my headphones, it's kind of overwhelming. But we could finally sprint, guys. We can finally get some reading done and some work done. Does that sound good? I've missed you all so much. I read Throne of Glass a few years ago, and I really enjoyed it at the time, but I feel like ACOTAR has stuck with me way more. I really liked A Throne of Glass, but it was a slow build, and I really appreciate the end books for like the build up that the foundation of the first books gave us. But to me, it took a long time for me to really connect with the characters. It was the tandem read and the last book of Throne of Glass that like I really enjoyed the characters. But after the first like book, because I read Assassin's Blade third, and I did not like that. I wish I would have read that first. And then like the middle books, to me, I just was like, this is so, it was just so much, and I just didn't feel a connection. But then, like, at the end, I definitely felt a connection with the characters. With Akatar, I felt a connection from the very beginning through the whole series. I don't know why, but it just stuck with me, and it hit me when I needed it. And I think that's the thing too. Like, sometimes you're going to get these books when you really, really need it. And Fourth Wing, especially, like, y'all, I'm training. I've done two half marathons now, which I never thought I would do, and I'm training for a full marathon, and it's hard. Like, obviously, it's not easy. Everyone would do it, but like, I relate to Violet so much in Fourth Wing because a lot of the guys that have followed me a long time know that, like, I could barely run without my knee braces and constant pain. And while I don't have anything nearly close to the same condition as Violet does, um, just like having so much pain to run a 5K and then a 10K and then a half marathon and to get so much stronger. But then now I'm feeling the same thing of, like, now I'm doing weight training and strength training, I should say strength training with my running. I'm struggling. Like, my body hurts. I'm plateauing. I have no energy. Like, and stuff that I was doing 6 months ago, I'm now, like, I feel like I'm set back because I added one little thing. I'm lifting weights like twice a week, and it's just like too much. And so when it comes to, like, Violet and being such, like, a scribe mind, but then trying to do that, like, I've always been athletic, but I've never been the best. I've always been slow. I've always, like, been good but not great. And so I don't know, when it came to, like, Violet and Fourth Wing and stuff, even now, like, with my training, I feel it. I just, like, I feel so connected to her. I'm so glad. Literally, I am so overstimulated. And it's my own fault. It's my own fault for starting this 3D print, but oof, the noise in my room, the vibrations, it's a lot. I'm so glad you guys can't hear it. Good morning, April. How are you this morning? Now I'm just trying to get through Crescent City before Akatar 6. Really enjoying it, but it definitely takes more brain power. The first third of Crescent City, I had no idea what was happening. I was so confused. And then it, like, just clicks. And then I absolutely loved it. I was just along for the ride. And that's the best I can, like, recommend for anybody. So it's just incredibly confusing for the first little bit, and then I'm like, oh, it's pretty awesome. Hi, thanks for joining. I'm still learning English. Hey, I've been speaking English my whole life and I still struggle. What are you printing? I am printing a wyvern, technically. It's listed under as a dragon. For Dimensional Drinks is a company that they make add-ons. Like, this is a sword I was painting for tumblers and stuff. They came out last week with a dragon, and it wraps around, like, so it's like a 3D dragon that wraps around your tumbler. But they sell the STL files, and because I was gone last weekend, I didn't have a chance to print it. So I'm like, I'll print it now. That'll be so fun to print while I'm live. And so I started it. It's a 4-hour print, and it's very loud. My whole table is shaking. I cannot bump my table because if I bump my table, it messes up my 3D printer. I have to have my air purifier going because it's printing. So it's like melting plastic. And then I have my dehumidifier running. And then I have my space heater because my room has to stay above 70 degrees. And because it's in the basement, it's cold. So, yeah. I have 2 hours and 17 minutes left. So we'll see. I'm hoping that it finishes printing when I'm live so I can like take it off and take the supports off and show you guys. I'm very excited. Will I finish a tumbler anytime soon with one? Probably not. But I don't know. I feel like I need to do it and make a tumbler for myself for the Dragon Gauntlet next month. So I should probably start that now because that's less than a month away. And you know, I only have my whole outfit I have to make. But yeah, okay, we will get to sprinting now. I probably need to eat. But let's sprint. Oh geez. Wow, I talked for a full hour, y'all. I just need to do live so y'all aren't expecting to sprint and actually get stuff done. Let's go for an hour. Or just yeah, let's go until the 30 next time. Does that work for you guys? We'll try to get a good long sprint in. I'll see if I'll get any painting done. I'm definitely going to need to eat. So I'll see you guys in a while. Welcome back. How did everybody do for that sprint? So I'm listening to the graphic audio of Crescent City 2, and it only says I'm on chapter 2, but I'm actually on chapter 4 in the book. I painted a little bit. I ate. Going to show you. So there's this little teacup with wisteria. I did them a little different. So this one has like more purpley blues, and then this one has a little more pinky purples. And then I'll put a little painted bee in the center, you know. Since I can't find my bees, I need to print more when I'm done printing this wyvern. But I'll do that. And then I did these like army green ones, and then I have these moths. I just started painting. I don't like doing things the same. I have a hard time like repeating things, so everything's always like almost one of a kind. And then this one will be like a yellow moth on here, but then I'm gonna paint like some botanicals on here. I'm really excited for these. I'm obsessed with these colors. I've been in such like a moth mood lately. Here, I'll show you guys some other stuff I've been printing and working on. Okay, so like I drew these Luna moths on my iPad, and then I turn them into a vector file, and then I turn them into an STL file, and I 3D print them. So here's one so far. That one is like a wood. It's called like wood filament because it's like a matte brown. And then this one is a glittery blue, purple, green. The glitter does not show up on camera, but you're gonna have to just trust me. Like, it's super glittery. I'll eventually add to them like I have started with these. So this one just has like some swirly mica powders in it and stuff, and then I still have to resin in here. And then I'll add chain and like trinkets and different things. This one glows in the dark. Actually, this one might too. I think this one glows in the dark too, but I think it's pink. And then this one is kind of like a more of like the regular green for Luna Moth. But this is also made with the glittery filament. So the base parts are glittery. And then I added glitter because I like glitter. But then these are some that are like I'm absolutely obsessed with. Are these ones. They're like a milk bath with real dried flowers in them. And like the ferns are from my garden and the violets are from my garden. Some of the flowers are bought, but some of them are that I pressed. Yeah, I have like some dried lavender in this one, and this is on that matte green. Yeah, I just need to finish them. So I've been very much in a moth kick lately, but also still I have dragons. So I have like just green. These are plain. I will add more to them. This is like it's like purple silk, but to me it's like an in-between between purple and pink. But it's a silk filament, so it's kind of shiny. Then this one's just my favorite color, like a medium teal. Sorry. I have to show you guys all this stuff. So this is the glittery blue, like color shift one. And then this one is a tricolor. So every angle, it looks like a different color. Ah! And then I got a purple galaxy filament. So it's very similar to the blue one, but this one shifts more purple. And then I just got purple and black. But these ones, sorry, I keep hitting my mic, have dried flowers. And all of these flowers I have dried from my garden. So I just need to finish these off and add chain and stuff. But yeah, there's like some dried sunflowers, ferns, rose petals, lavender, all from my garden. And so they just make really like cute wall hangings and stuff. I have here, I'll show you like kind of what a finished one looks like. So this is one where I did a dragon scale technique in resin in the wing. So it looks like scales. And then I added the chain. So yeah. And like I drew the dragon and then I make it into a vector file and then I make it into a STL file. I 3D print them and then I do resin. But yeah, this one matches my room. But yeah, so those are things I've been working on, and obviously I've been printing a lot more than finishing. But I've been really just, I don't know, I really like them. I love doing the bookmark holders and like painting them. Yeah, because like I drew a teacup and then I made it into a 3D file and then I paint them so that they're like all one of a kind. But it's kind of cool that I can use my 3D printer to do the base of these and then I can paint and resin and, you know, add these one of a kind things to them. So I'm hopefully going to have a drop on my Etsy shop soon. It's just anytime I get like a definitive, like I'm going to have time this weekend, my boss asked me if I can work an extra shift, which I have not said no to because that's guaranteed money. Or my mom asked me to do something or babysit or like my niece and or family time. And I'm not going to give up family time, but I have so much stuff I'm working on and I can't wait to show you guys all of it. But yeah, and like the wyvern that I'm printing for a tumbler, I'll probably use that for my tumbler for the dragon gauntlet. But I'm gonna have to add front feet to it. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying creating. I need to enjoy finishing. But yeah, I'm really liking Crescent City so far, or Crescent City 2. I love the characters. I love it so much. And I love the graphic audios too. It's helping drown out all my noise of my room. But how did you guys do? How's your Saturday going? And what are you up to? Oh, hang on. Sorry. Let me stop that there. Hi all. I'm reading Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb and Maybe It by Stephen King. Ooh, that's exciting. I have always wanted to read it. I always wanted to watch the movie too. My husband is terrified of clowns. Loves scary stuff. Loves horror movies. All things scary except clowns. poor guy hates clowns. So that'd be what I'm would watch and read on my own, but that's really exciting. Are you liking the Assassin's Apprentice? I've wanted to read that one too. I read 46 out of 135 pages left in this book. Holy moly, it's getting crazy. Yes. Oh my gosh, that ending. So good. How long will the Wyvern take to print? So it was a 4.5 hour print, and I have an hour and like 5 minutes left. So hopefully after the next sprint, or I don't know, I can talk a long time. But I hope to stay on long enough that y'all can see it. Thank you, Beth. I'm just having so much fun, like creating and trying different stuff and like learning my 3D printer. The stuff that Dimensional Drinks does is crazy. I don't have the same software that they do. uh I know how to like take a flat file and then make it like 3D. Like I can do like basic stuff like this, but they can do the curves, and they use, it's called like Blender, and it's on their iPad where they'll draw and do stuff. And I would love to get there. It's just so time consuming, and I just haven't had time to do that. Um, but I love being able to support other small businesses, uh, and then create with their stuff. One of the things I pulled out because I want to tweak some of the things on these is, so this is from Dimensional Drinks. It's a mermaid handle for a tumbler, and so like I did this like color shift mermaid. I think I want to bling the handle now, like the tail. So that's what like Dimensional Drinks does, stuff like that. Uh, this is probably one of my all-time favorite tumblers I've ever made. So also the mermaid tail, but it's also got drips, and it says mermaid teardrops, and I added real shells, and then I did the scale technique that I did on my dragon all over this tumbler, and it's just like dark. Oh yeah, and then I started doing I 3D print my logo in the bottom now for Willow Star Market, and so that's on the bottom of it. And yeah, so there's like starfish and seashells, and I just, oh, this is one of my favorite tumblers I've ever made. And then this one, it's kind of hard to read. I wish I would have done the font a little bit differently, but it says long live, and it's kind of like a nod to Taylor Swift's Speak Now album, because I did like purple, and then it's all fantasy graphics along it, and then it's a dragon tail. So the handle is a dragon tail. And yeah. And so I just did like graphics and stuff along it that kind of tied in. Like there's a sword, and a shield, and a frog, like, kissing frogs and stuff like that. There's a girl on a dragon, and then also my logo in the bottom again. So yeah, Dimensional Drinks does stuff like this. And so the Wyvern is literally a 3D dragon that will go around a tumbler. And I cannot wait to do like a Fourth Wing inspired cup. Or shoot, like literally there's so many different books now that I could do that with, or just a generic fantasy one. And that's so this is like a sword handle. So it'd be the same thing as like the tail, but it's a sword wrapped in vines. I really kind of want to do a Shield of Sparrows one with that. And I also had some Cauldron Boil Me for some Akatar inspired ones. So it looks like a cauldron with a drip. And then I have my Willow Star Market. This one's kind of fun. It has some stars and glitter in the bottom. But those are just some fun things that I worked on this year and have been working on. I didn't get a ton read. I think I got half a chapter done, but I did get more work done on the hexagons. That's awesome. I I need to learn how to do a granny square. I am like bound and determined because once I learn how to make like one granny square, I have so many projects that I want to use with it. So that's going to be my goal probably before the end of the month is to learn to make a granny square and then watch out. I'm going to be making a lot. I'm terrified of clowns too. I'm facing my fears. Yes, Assassin's Apprentice is interesting so far. I just started it. Well, that's good. I so I don't understand this from my husband though. I don't know if you guys have seen the Terrifier or Terrifier. It's with that creepy clown that's really slow. Like I don't he's like white with black and he has like sharp pointy teeth and um he's like goofy and silly and they have him at Universal now. My husband loves him, but he literally freaked himself out watching that movie. When I was watching it, I was like, this is so dumb. It's just so dumb. But I love the clown and his personality, and especially since they have him at Halloween Horror Nights. I love it. I really want to go to Halloween Horror Nights so bad. I was actually saving up last year to go. And then unfortunately, my grandma passed away in October, and so that kind of conflicted. We didn't have anything booked, but it just kind of solidified that we weren't going to go. And then now this year we have so much in September. I just can't see us going to Halloween Horror Nights and to Universal. But we've gotten to go before. It was absolutely amazing. I love scary stuff. I don't really love like horror movies. Like I don't like the gore, but I love scary. Like I love thriller books. I like horror books because I feel like when I picture horror when I read, it doesn't gross me out like when I actually see horror. But I love haunted houses. I love Halloween. I love creepy and scary and all that stuff. So clowns don't scare me. But I've gone to a haunted house with my husband when we were dating, and it was like a clown room, and he literally froze. Like he would not move. And it was because you had to walk directly towards a clown, like a live clown. And he refused. Like he wouldn't move, but little did he know there was a clown right behind him. So funny. I absolutely loved it. I love haunted houses. Halloween Horror Nights is so much fun at Universal in Orlando if you like scary stuff. I love it. I loved it so much. Especially if you like the Death Eaters and all that type of stuff too from Harry Potter. That's literally the background on my phone is from when we went to Halloween Horror Nights. I made shirts and that's us. I did Dark Mark tattoo parlor, and Matt had his was like a shiny green, but me and then my sister-in-laws and my mother-in-law, all of our shirts glowed in the dark, it was just so much fun. We had the best time. It was so much fun. Hey Wendy, I'm good. I've been so flippin' busy. I wanted to know, did you hear that they're doing a midnight release of Akatar 6? Because they said they were going to announce more soon for it at the Barnes & Noble in Saginaw. Wendy and I went to the midnight premiere of Onyx Storm, and they have it for Akatar 6, but then they never said that when there was going to be more info on it. But I'm really hoping to go to Barnes and Noble tomorrow. Matt has tomorrow off. I have not been to Barnes in forever, and they have 50% off right now. And I want to try to get signed up for the midnight launch. But I want to see if they actually are doing it again. The only thing is I work Tuesdays. And so that means Monday night I'm still like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that, but like I really want to go. Thank you so much. I just I just want to go over the top with everything now. Like I'm like if Dimensional Drinks is gonna keep coming out with this kind of stuff, I just want to keep making stuff like that. I'm not afraid of clowns. I just do not want them anywhere near me. uh they like I don't know why. That's to me isn't the scariest thing. The one scariest haunted house room that I ever went was probably well, I don't know. I love haunted houses. I have not been besides Halloween Horror Nights. I have not been to like a haunted house in a long time. But when Matt and I went to one, we went to Jackson's Underworld, which is really big in Michigan, and it's in an old warehouse, and it's just like multi levels of haunted houses. Um, there was one where it was just like a bunch of hanging white sheets, and then there was a strobe lights, and so you couldn't like it's like picture by picture that you can see things. You can't actually see like a fluid motion, and there's just someone walking around in there. I'm sorry to April. April, if you're still here, April is terrified of stuff like this. April and I went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and we had the best time. And that's much more up April's alley. That type of stuff, which I also love. I also love cutesy Halloween. I love everything Halloween. But I love this scary stuff. And I feel like I haven't gotten to do any of that in a long time. But to me, that was scary because like you couldn't see the person and they were moving. Also, when I went to Michigan State, I graduated from Michigan State, and they used to do it was called the Haunted Auditorium. And the Haunted Odd is they would have the theater students put on a haunted house. And every year the theme was different. And the one year the theme was an insane asylum. And it was so scary. So scary. That one was probably my favorite. They did like a haunted hotel that I went to too. And that one was scary. But there was something crazy scary about the insane asylum. I really wanted to go to Halloween Horror Nights last year because they had the Fallout haunted house. My husband is a huge Fallout game fan. Well, then they came out with the TV show, and so then they came out with the Fallout haunted house at Universal, and we didn't get to go to that. So I know they have the Stranger Things. Don't hate me, but I'm not a big Stranger Things fan. I watched the first season and to me it wasn't scary and it wasn't really I don't know. It just didn't vibe with me, but I'll try anything and I just love Universal. Halloween Horror Nights. I have not been to Universal's Epic Universe yet, but I am hoping when I go to run my marathon at Disney in January, I do hope that I can go to Epic Universe one day. That is kind of mine and Matt's goal. And then it's going to be like How to Train Your Dragon. And oh my gosh, I literally cannot wait for like getting to go to that. Like Super Mario Bros. And like that's exciting. I think that'll be really fun. But I am gonna freak out over How to Train Your Dragon. I did not, but oh my gosh, let's go. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if they said they were gonna have it and there was gonna be more info. And then there was never more info. And remember how like last time they gave us a runaround and then said we didn't actually sign up and blah 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 blah. I would like to avoid that. But I would really like to go. So I may be in school. Oh, that's awesome. You're gonna be in nail tech. So I'll probably have class the next day. I mean, if we could just live a little, we just don't have to stay up and read it, you know, we'll just go home. I was joking with, so I have a member who has read all the ACOTAR books now, and then now she's getting into Fourth Wing. But we were joking that I'm gonna go to the midnight premiere if I go to the midnight premiere, like if that were to happen, and I get ACOTAR 6, that the next day everyone's gonna be like talking to me, and I'll be like, leave me alone. I'm reading my book. And like how I don't want to do my job. But it's like I work at a local gym. Um, I love it there. Literally, it's like I have like a whole new family now. The community is fantastic. Like the people, the support and everything is something I would have never expected in my entire life. Um, but it's going to be really hard being at work. And I can't take the day off. I'm literally the only employee, and that's my shift I have to work. And my boss has been taking every chance he can to be off. To the point where last week I got annoyed that he was taking so much time off that I made an employee of the month poster of myself and I hung it up. So now there's a big running joke about how I'm waiting for my gift card from my employee of the month bonus, and it's just like it's good stuff. I love my boss. He's great. He's buddies with my husband, and I feel like an extension of their family now. But I don't think they all know how serious this is going to be when this book comes out, and having to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is going to kill me. It'll be fine. I have been debating doing the midnight release because they're so much fun, and I haven't done one since Deathly Hallows. Yes, see, and that's what I was talking about with one of my gym members. Is she was like, oh, I remember going to like getting the Harry Potter books, and I remember going to the Harry Potter like movie releases and Twilight. Oh, I was obsessed with Twilight. And so when the Twilight stuff happened and getting to do Onyx Storm was so much fun. Well, and Wendy and I won trivia, which was extra fun. And then I ended up winning a signed book plate by Rebecca Yaros, which was amazing. And so I would just really love to go for ACOTAR. But I have a feeling it's going to be sold out now because they announced it a couple weeks ago and then nothing. And I don't get to go to Saginaw very often, and that's my closest bookstore, which is really it's hard because it's 30 minutes away. But they said that they're doing it. Oh, I'm definitely down to go regardless. Okay, I'll let you know. I'm hoping to go there tomorrow. Hi, thank you for joining. I'm just rambling about all the things that I'm just stoked about right now. My mother-in-law is a nail tech, and she's been telling me for years I should do it. She's going to be stepping back due to her health and wants me to take over her clients. That's awesome, though. Like, how cool to, I mean, and you're so artistic. I can see like you being an amazing nail tech. But then to be able to like just have clients and oh, that's so awesome. I'm so excited for you. I'm reading The Woman in Suite 11 by Ruth Ware. Did I say in Suite 11? I read that book. No, I have not. Yes? Wait. The Woman in Suite 11, is that different than The Woman in Cabin 10? Because that very well could be. I was like, wait, I've read that. I've read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. She very well could have another one like that. I have not read The Woman in Suite 11, but I've read The Woman in The Woman in Cabin 10. Oh, there's a second book? So I have not read that. That's really cool. They're still advertising it at my local store. It's so fun. I'm going to tell you to do it. girl, you don't sleep anyway, so you might as well go. I personally, I think like this is what like we need to be supporting um when it comes, and like especially for your like local store. We don't have local stores. I have Barnes and Noble, that's a local store, or then I have like a used bookstore, which I love, but it's a hit or miss what they have in stock. Um, but they don't do any like midnight releases or stuff like that. But that's where when our Barnes and Noble did the Onyx Storm midnight release, they said that that was kind of a test post COVID to see if stuff like that was going to be worth doing. So I think like people getting behind that and doing it is just going to give us more opportunity for more things like that in the future. Um, that's where I'm like so excited for Rain and Revelry, the company that puts on the fantasy bookish events in Michigan that I have gone to a ton. I think I have been to every one of their official events, whether I've been vending at them or attending. Um, I think it's like so awesome that when they are doing the folk in the air event, that they're going to have Holly Black there. And I just think that like not only are they going to have a full cast of cosplayers, and it's taking place at this most enchanting, it's at Castle Farms, which literally looks like stone castles. It's a wedding venue in Michigan. It's literally so gorgeous. And then they're going to have like the author there and people pretending to be her characters and like her book coming to life. And y'all, I get so geeked about this stuff. This is like my literally growing up, I would dress up for like the Harry Potter stuff and the Twilight stuff. And like now getting to do this as an adult and like as like a side job, it's the best thing ever. Literally so obsessed. It's the same female lead character. It's so good. Um, I'll have to read that because yeah, I have the first book and I really enjoyed the twists and turns of that. I did my friend's nails yesterday and I'm already itching to do more. My nails are awful right now. Working at a gym is awful for my nails. Well, and then being a gardener and a crafter and all the things also is not great for my nails. Um, but I'm glad you're liking it so far. I really liked that one. We'll caffeinate and be fine. I'll make my boss. He's been really good about. We have a Starbucks now. That was a big deal this week. Y'all, I live in a small town. We have a Starbucks now, so that's a big deal. He gets me Starbucks, and now because I'm employee of the month, I deem myself employee of the month. I got an upgrade coffee size, so I don't know the coffee size, but he used to get me the small one, and now he gets me the medium one. Oh, it's good times. Stephanie, hi. Girl, is it not late there? Or is it early now? How have you been? I have been loving all of your crafts and the creations you've been doing, and you've been running and doing awesome. Oh, I hope you're doing good. How fun. Yeah, this is what I like. I'm so happy that there's other people that get so excited about all this type of stuff. And that's where like, yeah, even going to Universal or Disney and then these fantasy events, like that's what I found like makes my heart happy. And thankfully my husband, uh he also enjoys that stuff. He loves like the Halloween Horror Nights, and he loves Disney too. So that made me really happy. And he loves Fourth Wing and Akatar. Now, is he always like super geeked about like cosplaying? Not all the time, but once he gets into like his like little character, let me tell you, he loves it. You put some wings on that boy and he gets so excited. That's literally when at Starfall, he literally had his wings on and was just like this all night. He just couldn't stop shimmying, and it was the cutest thing ever. Oh, it's only 6 p.m. That's not that bad. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm used to sprinting in the afternoon here, and then I thought it was later. So, yeah, 6 p.m. Not bad. For whatever reason, I was like, is it 3 a.m. there? Obviously, I don't know why I would think it would be that time, though. I don't know. I guess I thought it was later here. So that I thought it was like really late there. I plan on having a mobile kit so I can go to clients as well. I can totally come to you and do your nails once I get more experience and I know what I'm doing. That would be amazing. I have only had my nails professionally done 3 times in my life. 4 maybe. I just have never, well, one, because normally it's normally out of like my budget to do regularly, and I feel like it's either you do it all the time or you don't ever do it. Um or then like I'll just get press on nails because I know that I'm going to bust them up quickly and I don't want to invest that much into it. But I've already, because you would do your own nails, Wendy, and they always looked really good. So I'm sure you're already like way better than you're giving yourself credit for. Um, that would be really cool though. I'm gonna have to do that. We'll definitely have to meet up and do that. I'm glad I didn't promise anything though this summer because this summer has been awfully busy. I think the last sprints you did were later, so that's probably why. Yeah, I'm trying because I have to run on the weekends and like normally high miles. Thankfully tomorrow I only have to run 3 miles, but next week I have to run 9 miles. I'm starting to get to where it takes me a full day to recover. I figured if I do sprints early in the morning here, that by the time I'm done, I'll still have a good chunk of the day because I know tomorrow I'm going to be useless because of my training for running. Um, and if you guys didn't know, I mean, I'm going to kind of shamelessly plug. I am running my first full marathon, and I am running it through a charity at Disney, which I just literally, it gets me all kind of worked up and just at how extremely lucky I am and how grateful I am. Um, and now I'm gonna bring out all the waterworks. This week has actually been a really emotional week for me. Uh, it was the anniversary of losing a cousin, way too young. He was just in his 20s last year. And then what's today? The 15th. 2 days ago, I lost one of my internet friends. A year ago, a year ago on the 13th, I lost one of my internet friends. It's also the birthday of my late uncle, and it's also Fair Week. And Fair Week was the best time in the world my whole summer with my grandparents, and this is my first summer without them. So this week was very emotional for me. I am grieving a lot, but one thing I am really excited and proud to do is to run my first full marathon and to run it through the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And it's very important to me, mental health awareness and, just advocating for better mental health care and ending the stigma. And running has definitely helped calm my anxiety, but something that also has really helped with the hard days are fantasy books and crafting and gardening and all that stuff. But I am partnering with American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to run my first full marathon at Disney World in January. I do have a fundraising page. Do not feel like you have to donate. But if you would like to, I have a link in the description. It says like help me run my first full marathon, and you can go on there and read a little bit more about like my story and my running journey. But yeah, I just shameless plug. But for like, I get to run a marathon at Disney World, and I get to run it through a charity that means so much to me. So I'm just feeling really blessed. So I'm a crier. I apologize. I've already been crying all week about stuff. But yeah, just thought I'd drop that info because I do have that. And I have a couple things coming up, especially in October. October is my birthday month, that I would like to do for fundraising that I'm really excited for, but I don't have the final details yet to share with you guys. But look out on all my social media, especially here on YouTube, for October for some fundraising things I will be doing. I've been catching up in scrapbook for the last few hours, so now I'm ready to get some reading done. I've been wanting to scrapbook so much lately. Like after my half marathon at Disney, Matt and I got a bunch of pictures printed, and we just put them in a photo album, which I was so proud of myself for actually getting them printed and put in a book. But I really want to, and maybe I don't even have to scrapbook, but if I could add like a couple things to just the photo album to get myself back into scrapbooking. I still have to finish our wedding scrapbook. It's about to be my 6th wedding anniversary, and I don't have that done. Maybe that's what I need to start doing on some of these sprints. Like I need to show up to sprints every week, and I need to have projects that I've been putting off, which would help me with my craft my stash to pay off debt series too. I actually don't do my own mother-in-law. I actually don't do my own. My mother-in-law does. Okay. That's what it was. I do remember you saying that now that she did your nails, but she did like really awesome. And but like, okay, I understand like you don't do nails yet, like you're learning, but girl, your clay earrings, your tumblers, all your other stuff, like I already know that you have the artistic skill. So not super worried about that. But she uses builder gel on me, and with all my hobbies, they hold up really well. That's good to know. Like I said, my nails are, I paint my nails, and that's about it. Otherwise I get press on nails, so they last me my weekend, and then I normally rip them off. You will do so great at the marathon. Girl, I'm so nervous. I am just having the hardest time getting miles in and keeping fuel, like, and fueling. We were talking about it earlier. I hate cooking, and the amount I eat right now is crazy. Doing my half marathon was so hard. It's so hot right now. So I'm doing a lot of treadmill running, or when I do run outside, I feel like death. When I ran my half marathon for 4th of July, it was awful. I have never had a run where I felt so awful the whole time, and I had to do it for 13.1 miles. That was very humbling, because before my actual marathon, I'm like, this is half of what I have to run. But at Disney, when you do a full marathon at Disney for their marathon weekend, you get to go to all 4 parks, and you start at Epcot. You go to Magic Kingdom. From Magic Kingdom, you go to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is normally open. You can normally go on a ride. at Animal Kingdom. Then you go to Hollywood Studios, and you can normally go on a ride at Hollywood Studios, and then you go back to Epcot. Um, and I'm hoping when I did my half marathon at Disney, I felt like I could keep going. I felt fantastic. I didn't have a great race time because I was stopping for pictures, but I literally had the best time of my life. I could not stop smiling the whole time. My local half marathon wasn't as fun. It was fun. I had a great time. It was miserably hot. It was 90% humidity. There was no wind. I just it was so hot and it was very hilly. So that was hard. I have another half marathon in November here locally. And I'm excited for that one because it'll be cold. I'm very excited for it to be very cold. So that'll be fun. But then, yeah, I have my full marathon in January. I'm on week 7 of my training out of 28 weeks. So I have a long way to go. So all the encouragement is so welcomed because it's hard. This is like the hardest thing I've ever done and committed to it. Like even when I had a migraine, like I didn't run while I had a migraine. I pushed it back to what I did, but I have not skipped a training run yet for my full marathon. I skipped a couple with my half. But going into this is literally like the hardest thing I've ever done. The gel makes them stronger and they last. I will totally come practice on you if you're willing. That's so exciting. Yeah, I'll just have to let you know. I wish I had time before September for you to do my nails for the Dragon Gauntlet because that literally I was like, what am I gonna do for my nails? I have press on nails and I like being able to do that, but they don't always work out. Like sometimes they pop off and annoy me. Um, I'll message you about that. Maybe we can figure something out. Otherwise I have a wedding in September too. Oh, that's the only thing. If I got my nails done, like how long they would last if I did for the Dragon Gauntlet, because I gotta think that through because I don't necessarily want dragon themed nails for the wedding I have 2 weeks after that. Oh, that would be so fun with the Dragon Gauntlet, wouldn't it? But I have a wedding 2 weeks afterwards, so then I would definitely need I would need a revamp, and I don't know if that's too soon. And I also don't know if I'm gonna have time because literally I'm working so much up until then. Really, things don't calm down until after September. I'll let you know though, because I would like to have you experiment. I could never do what you're doing. I mean, running is my mortal enemy, but I'm also stoked you're doing it, and I know you'll do great. Thank you. I was never a runner. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It was April. I don't think April's still on here, but it was all April's fault. April's like, let's run a half marathon. It'll be so fun. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, whoopsies, I can't right now. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll do it. And now I'm like, oh, let's run. So by the end of this year, I'll have hopefully run 3 half marathons. And then next year, I'll have run a full marathon. And in April, I signed up for the Disney Springtime Surprise Challenge. So I do a 5K, and then the next day you do a 10K, and then the next day you do a 10 miler. So it's 19.3 miles in 3 days. And I was like, well, after my full marathon, that'll be fine. I just keep telling myself that if I want to be like these like badass assassins and these epic females, these warriors, these Valkyrie, these like amazing, awesome women in these books, that I need to run. Why? I don't know. I also work at a gym part-time though, so that like also makes it easier because I can run a lot of the times, most of the time, while I'm working. So the perks of my job. So it just kind of all worked out. Did I plan on working at a gym part-time? No. It was all literally because they needed part-time help and my husband's like, "Oh, my wife could do that." And now I'm like full-time help. And this is my life. But I love it. I love working at the gym. I love my job. I wish I had a little bit more time to craft and create and stuff. But I know it's just the season of it. I know come this winter I'll have a lot more time on my hands again. Uh I That's actually perfect timing. I do mine every 2 weeks. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, I will definitely reach out to you and I'll try to figure out some times and dates that work for both of us because like I said, I'm working so much right now. Um Literally I would only work 3 times a week and then it's been 6 and 7 times a week lately. Um oh my gosh, we don't have that much. I guess we do have a couple weeks, but it doesn't feel like that much time. I'll let you know, Wendy, because that'd be really, 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 really cool. Um, okay. Oh my gosh, my wyvern's almost done printing. We have 11 minutes. I could be really mean now and be like, we're gonna sprint. I'm sorry, guys. I can talk so much. And it's even harder because I haven't seen you guys in months. So, do you want to keep talking until it's done? Because it does kind of have to cool off a little bit. How about we do a quick like 20-minute sprint and then I'll show you and then we'll kind of like wrap stuff up because I'm sure the people who actually want to read are struggling with my amount of talking. Okay. We'll come back in okay, we'll do like quarter 2. I will, Wendy. Okay, we'll do quarter 2 the hour. I'll see you guys real soon. Welcome back. My wyvern finished printing and I just got all the supports off, so this is like perfect timing. That was a quick sprint. I hope you all got a little bit done. I literally am freaking out. Okay. So I'm going to show it to you. So if you don't know anything about 3D printing, everything has to print in a layer up. And when you print something like this, do you see it? Is that not the coolest thing? So like when you print something like this that's like freestanding, there's like supports that hold it up, and then you have to break them off and hopefully don't break anything. I did break off a tiny little piece of the tail, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll add it back on. But do you see how cool that is? And then, so this is what they're used for, is you can put it on a tumbler. And then, so this is like this. I had started a while ago a tumbler like this, and then these are 3D printed books that they're obviously not done, but it would be Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm. And so there's this, and I understand this is a wyvern. I'll add other 2 feet because that's very important to Fourth Wing. But I'm literally dying, y'all. I'm dying. For a tumbler, like it fits 3 books and the dragon. Like I'm freaking out. I've been so excited to do this. If you follow Dimensional Drinks on social media, on TikTok or Instagram, I don't know if they're on YouTube. They should be if they aren't. But like theirs are so cool. So they did they've done some where on like the back of the dragon, they've done this like the scale technique like that on the dragon, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it yeah, on this one. Or they've done a metallic one and then they've added like this with book pages on it, because you could have this handle and just do like a fantasy themed one. But y'all, oh my gosh. So that took 4.5 hours to print. So worth it. I might be able to print 2 on a plate. The only thing is, like, when I print on my build plate on the edges, sometimes it's not as sturdy, and I just don't know if I'd want to potentially do like a 6+ hour, 6 to 8 hour. So when you print multiple, it normally saves on time. So I don't know if it'd be like a full 8 hours. I would like to think it'd be like 6 or 7 hour print. But I don't know if I could do 2 at once to print more at a time. But I'm freaking out. This is so awesome. I've wanted them to do something like this for so long. When they came out their dragon tail, I was like, this is incredible. But this, and then being able to print it myself, because this was my first STL file I bought from them. Otherwise, I would buy, they print them and then they ship them. So if you don't have a 3D printer, you can buy the blanks from them. But now I have my own 3D printer and they sell so many of the files online now. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. Sorry guys, I'm just like totally geeked now. That is like so cool. I was so worried about, they have a nicer 3D printer than me. So I was worried on how mine was going to print, but now we'll see how long it takes me to finish, but I'm in love. How did you guys do on that? That was like the most perfectly timed sprint for me. Uh You are so creative. What paint do you paint those with? So, I just use acrylic paint. You can like prime them and paint them, but um, I've found acrylic paint just works great. And then I normally seal it with like a clear spray paint and let it gas off. Um, or I use shoot, what's it called? Quick coat from Counterculture DIY. It's like a sealer so that when I resin over it, it doesn't expel. But when I do my teacups, I just do a flat matte spray paint um to seal them in. But I just use acrylic paint markers and acrylic paint to paint all my 3D printed stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I ate and finished my chapter, and ate lunch. Ooh, what'd you eat? I'm getting hungry. I had a banana and a granola bar, and now I'm like, yeah, I need to make like food. Managed to read 35 pages of Wild Seed by Octavia Butler. Ooh. That was quite a few pages. Are you liking it? That one sounds good. I'm so geeked. I'm so geeked. That wyvern looks awesome. Isn't it cool? I know. I wish my only thing is when they came out, they're like, our dragon. I'm like, it's a wyvern, which is a type of dragon. But I was like, especially with fourth wing, that's very specific. So what I might do is just like with clay make front feet for it. And otherwise, I'm gonna call this a Braxos. And I'm gonna call it Abraxos, and I need to do an Abraxos themed Tumblr now. Like that just solidified that for myself. Oh my goodness. Abraxos is my favorite. From the Throne of Glass. I have to get something really quick to show you guys. I'll be right back. I had to get my Abraxos. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably know my cat Brax, who's named after Abraxos. He is the sweetest baby in the whole wide world. He loves snuggles. He was rescued. He was 5 months old. He was a barn cat at my grandma's farm, and he was struggling. He was only 1.9 pounds at 5 months old, and still to this day, he's not very big. He's just a little thing. He's still way smaller than Nesta, though he is as spunky as could be. I can literally do anything with him. He's just the sweetest boy. But yeah, I haven't shown him off in a while. I just thought so we named him Brax, short for or Abraxos, because if you know Abraxos' story, it fits our little Brax so well. But yeah, he doesn't get to come in here very often, so he's like looking all over. Probably because he chews on stuff and eats cardboard. And you're not eating my books. But he's the sweetest little boy. If you don't pick him up when he wants to be picked up, he'll just crawl up your leg. But he loves being held. He does not care if he's being choked. He's so great. That looks so good all together. I mean, and this is just, I have so much more that I have planned. I'd never planned on doing this wyvern or like a dragon on here. But it's just even better. It's even better of what I had planned. It's really good so far. Different the sci-fi I usually read, but I'm excited to see where the story goes. That's what I like about sci-fi. It can be so many different things. I hope you continue to like it. Brax, he's the cutest. He's such a good boy. I mean, right now he's just like limp noodling it. He's like, I was sleeping and you woke me up. What? What? He wants to be held like this. What? He's giving me the death glare, but he's purring. He's small though compared to Nesta. He's not even close to her size, and she's not even that big of a cat. He just wants to be in a ball. He's tired, but I wanted to show you guys him because it's been forever. He used to meow and claw when I would go live when he was just a baby. And now he's well over a year old. He literally, like, he just loves kisses. He loves to be held. He's so sweet. Yeah. I can't do this with Nesta. Nesta likes to be pet and loved on, but not held. But can you say hi? He's like, no. It's nap time in our house. Are you gonna lick it? You gonna lick the mic? But he does. He loves to be loved on. And I love that for him. But we rescued he was sleeping in the rose bushes, which is even more fitting with his name. But I definitely needed to make an Abraxos Tumblr too. I definitely need to. I kind of want to stop everything that I'm doing and do that, but I have a bunch of other stuff to work on. Anyways, that probably will do it for sprints today. I missed you guys so much. This was so much fun. I'm hoping to be able to do these weekly. I'm not guaranteeing it though, but that is the plan. I haven't had, this was my first Saturday where we weren't gone or I didn't work. So hopefully this is something I can stick to and we can get stuff done together. And yeah, but I miss you guys. Thank you so much for joining and I hope to see you next time. Oop. We had to take Opal to the vet a few weeks ago. And she's 5 pounds 4 ounces. They asked us multiple times if we were sure she was 3 years old. That's crazy. I think Brax is up to 9. Maybe not. I could be making that up. Maybe Nesta's 9 pounds. He's small. I mean, I'll try to show you. He's not. He's still the size of like an 8-month-old kitten. So he's gotten bigger, but he's not huge. He's just a little guy. But I love the name Opal so much. Opal is also my birthstone, so I love opals. But they told us because we weren't sure exactly when he was born. But my cousins had thought he was born in June, and they said based on his teeth that he was 5 months old at the time when we had rescued him. But he was 1.9 pounds, which his siblings were, quadruple the size of that. And he was suffering. And so thankfully we saved him and he is the sweetest little baby. But thank you so much. You have a good weekend too. Thanks, Penny. I was so nice to see you guys again. I miss you all so much. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you guys hopefully very, very soon. Bye.